We are here with Jeni-Lyn from Redhill High School. She is a drama teacher. Thank you very much for joining us at Game On, Jenny.
It's a pleasure.
Jenny, how many times a year does this dance league happen?
Well, it's in its infancy at the moment, so we've just started. And it only runs in the first term and the season is quite short. But with the success, I know that DSSL are looking at extending the season, so we'll see.
In what way do you feel DSSL could establish dance as a sport in South Africa?
Well, they already have quite a lot of the approvals of the bodies that need to approve. And so dance is being recognized as a sport, and that's what's so exciting. I think it's for the first time that dancers are looked at as athletes that are eligible for awards, for recognition, and I think this is so exciting. And it's also a very accessible form of dance.
Yes, with that word accessible, how have you seen this word play out within your own students in Redhill High School?
Well, as the word got around as to what was happening and students came to start watching practice sessions, it just grew and grew. And so the students are so excited about what's happening. They want to dance, they've got rhythm, they've never been trained perhaps.
Okay.
Some of them have been trained. And some of them don't want to be rugby players or netball players or the traditional sports, but they still want to be athletics, be involved, to be athletes, to be involved and to represent their school.
Yes. How have you, now that you say that, how have you seen those students of yours that don't necessarily participate in traditional sports, something like this comes along, have you seen it influence their confidence at all?
Absolutely, and I've seen such a difference from when they first started, when we started only beginning of last month. But the difference in their confidence since they first started, and we were a little unsure, we were all a little unsure of what was expected. And as they saw the support and the spirit, the tremendous spirit that you've seen shown by all the supporters, their confidence has just grown. And the school also has started to recognize them, which is great. By the school, I mean their peers. You know, they perhaps would not have got recognition from their peers before as being an athlete. But so many of their peers have watched performances, particularly when we were hosting at Redhill, and suddenly they are accepted and recognized by their peers, which is great.
So would you say this movement in dance is helping students who weren't necessarily identified as an athlete find this identification and establish themselves as an athlete?
I would absolutely say that. And I think also to be involved in the school, because these are not necessarily students that would be selected to play in first teams, second teams, even third teams.
Yes.
But now here's a chance for them to be involved, being committed and represent the school.
Is there any cost involved with with participating in such a league?
The cost has been minimal. It's the same as any sport, your entrance level for any sport. And then we have just had coaching fees.
Oh, okay.
So there really has been a minimal cost.
So this movement is really reaching disadvantaged students too, who couldn't necessarily afford mainstream sports.
Because the school is funding the cost.
And there's no
just as
cost
they would
of
for sport.
Yes, and there's no cost of equipment. Okay, so this is really a movement that can access students who haven't had the privilege of buying, hockey sticks and, sports gear. It's sort of just a platform where students can come and represent themselves.
Absolutely, and enjoy themselves, get involved, enjoy themselves, and it's so healthy. They get so fit, let me tell you. They get so fit.
My last question, Jenny, for some students coming out there not necessarily performing as they would have liked to could have a negative effect. How do you think dance affects the confidence of a student in terms of bringing them out of their comfort zone?
Okay, well, I think it's something that we as teachers and mentors have to handle quite carefully. I don't put pressure on my students. What I say to them today, because the expectation is, oh, we'd like to win this, we'd like to win that, and that's great. But what I say to them is enjoy. Go out there, dance for your life, enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, that is the important thing. So I think that, together with the fact that they've got all their peers there supporting them, carrying them, saying, go, be wonderful. And I think that makes it a positive. So yes, there are nerves, but once they start dancing, they all come and say, ma'am, once we started, it was fun.
Oh, thank you very much, Jenny, for your inputs, and we wish you all the best for the dancing year ahead.
Thank you so much.